Great. Can everyone hear me? Okay, this is the December 8th, 2025 Johnson County Council meeting. The time is 6 o'clock p.m. And do we have Councilwoman Burton online, Connor? We will need.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Okay, we can hear. Great. All right. Amy, would you like to do the roll call, please?
Michelle Ann Graves,
Here.
Pamela Burton,
Here.
Jonathan Myers,
Here.
Melinda Griesemer,
Here.
John Mallers,
Here.
John Dittmers,
Here.
Ron Bates.
Present.
All right, at this time, I'm going to ask Melinda Griesemer to lead us in prayer if you so choose, and following so, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Go ahead and bow your head with me if you so choose. Our gracious Heavenly Father, we ask for thy guiding hand over our meeting, for us individually and collectively. Help us to be an example to those around us. Help this meeting to be productive, and that we may be able to find a way to meet the needs of the people of the county. We ask for a blessing upon our law enforcement and other emergency personnel who are working nonstop to ensure our safety for our community. We also ask for a blessing of thy hand upon our nation, that we and our leaders may do what's in the best interest of our country, first and foremost. And we ask for these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving on, we need to do the approval of tonight's agenda. However, we do have one change, please. That is on item D1. We need to correct the item number, and that number should be corrected to 1001 11400 0000 0213 instead of 0216. Now entertain a motion for tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second. As amended.
So I have a motion by Ron Bates, a second by John Dittmers. All those in favor, we'll have to do a roll call vote on everyone tonight. Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesemer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. This is the public comments portion of our meeting. If anyone from the public would like to speak, we'd ask that you limit your discussion to 5 minutes per person. And do know that the board appointments will all have their opportunity to approach a podium at a separate time in this meeting. So is there anyone from the audience that has any comments? Online, Connor, anybody? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will close the portion of our public comments. Moving on to item B on tonight's agenda, appointments, board appointments, and we have several tonight, and I see a lot of new and some familiar faces out in the crowd. So thank you all for being here. We're going to start off with the Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals, PTABOA. Council has one appointment on that, and it should be noted that the assessor, Mike Watkins, would like to speak on Donna's behalf.
Hi, good evening, Mike Watkins, County Assessor. I have reviewed both of the applications, and my recommendation is that Donna Zellner be retained as the board appointment for Peterbola.
Okay. I would entertain a motion for that.
Move to follow the assessor's recommendation.
Second.
I have a first from John Dittmers and a second from John Mallers. Do I need to ask for further discussion? Or further nominations, I guess?
Yeah, if there's
Right.
another candidate, you can open up the floor for them
Okay.
to.
So I have a first and a second for Donna Zellner. I do believe she's the only person that had applied that is qualified, so we'll just move forward with a vote on that. All those in favor for Donna Zellner for the Peterborough?
Do a roll call.
Oh, that's right, roll call.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye,
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
thank you. We do need to go ahead and set the rate of composition for 2020 compensation for 2026. Are there any changes from last year's rates?
No, it's identical.
Be the same?
Yes.
So just for the record, the rate of compensation for 2026 is $350 per day for each day for members with certified level 2 or level 3 assessor/appraiser designation, and $100 per day for each day for members without certified level 2 or level 3 assessor/appraiser designation, and we'll need a motion on that.
Motion to approve the rate of compensation for 2026 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Jonathan T. Myers, a second from Ron Bates. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next board appointment will be for the Johnson County Redevelopment Commission. Do we have anyone here that would like, any candidates here that would like to speak?
Good evening. I'm Lee Money. I'm currently a member of the Johnson County Redevelopment Commission. Been the secretary of that commission since its inception. Appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to serve, but appreciate the opportunity to continue to do so.
Thank you. Rob Henderson is a candidate for this position as well. Lee, would you like to speak on his behalf? I know you've done that in the
I love
past.
to. No, I appreciate that. This county is well served by Rob Henderson, serving on the Redevelopment Commission. His attention to detail, his knowledge of the subject matter, his familiarity with the county council is a significant asset to the Redevelopment Commission and to the county. So I would be my hope that the county would also reappoint Rob Henderson.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Is there any, Mr. Money, is there any conflicts of interest for either you or for him in serving in this capacity?
I am unaware of any conflict of interest. I do not currently serve on any other boards or commissions within the county or any other governmental entity. So
Employment,
I'm sorry. I'm an independently employed attorney. I work for myself as a sole practitioner.
Yeah, I should state for the record that all the candidates have been vetted by the county, and anyone who was ineligible was noted.
Well, things change though in people's lives, so
We
we always
just did
have
it
to keep asking.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just did it recently. Every year we vet them.
Okay, I was not aware of that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm unaware of any conflict of interest I might have.
Thank you.
Is there any other candidates here for the Johnson County redevelopment? Please approach the podium and state your name for the record.
Hello, my name is Eric Reingart. And I applied for the Redevelopment Commission because I have experience on the board of the Public Revenue Education Council based in Plainfield. I learned a lot about land value capture, land use planning topics. and I hope I can bring my perspective to the commission.
Thank you. Any other candidates for the Johnson County RDC?
There was
Well,
one online.
oh, there's one online.
I believe Mr. Hall had his hand raised.
Yeah, my name is Michael Hall. I am the owner of Healthcare Technology Consultants. Yeah, I'm really interested. I actually applied for a couple different positions. So this position as well as on the Department of Health. I think there was an opening there as well. I have 25 years of healthcare experience. I currently own a healthcare technology consulting firm. I'm doing projects all across the country, so I definitely can offer some opinions and some insight to what's happening, not only locally, but also outside of the state of Indiana.
Thank you. Connor, do we, I forgot to ask about online candidates. Do we have anyone else online for RDC? I am also a candidate for the RDC, and I have had the pleasure to serve on the RDC as an incumbent. I recognize the importance for a council member to be on this board, and I would respectfully like to continue in that role. I was previously appointed by the commissioners. However, it appears that all three commissioners are interested in serving. And so it seems appropriate then to have council appoint its own member as opposed to each body appointing one commissioner and then one council member. This way the council the council appointee can report back to the council on all the matters involving the RDC. So that's all I have.
How many members are we can have? We got 5 here. How many members make up?
5 total,
5.
6 total, 5 voting, 1 non-voting.
So all the 5 that's here tonight are spoken for here tonight, are eligible.
So council has 2 appointees that they can, 2 positions that they can appoint tonight. And we have several applicants for that are eligible to be considered. So I would entertain a nomination if there is one.
I would like to speak if I may.
Please do.
I have reviewed all of the applicants, and I would say we're extremely blessed with having several qualified people. We are limited to 2, and I've observed this board since its inception as well. And I'm prepared to make a nomination, and I would like to nominate Michelle Graves and Rob Henderson as our representatives. And that would be my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Wouldn't this be individually, or you made the motion for 2 people together as if they're both all or nothing? And I believe that the motion has to be independent.
Actually, historically, we went back and I did some research on that. And historically, we have 2 appointees, we've taken them both at the same motion.
You can handle it either way, but you could always also make a motion if you'd like to appoint the 2 people separately. But the first motion that
Yes.
that Pam just made and that John Mallers just seconded would be considered first.
Yes, so once we have a first and a second, a nomination and a second, then we open it up to any additional nominations. Would any other council member like to make a nomination?
I'd like to make a nomination for this gentleman that's online with the experience in healthcare. I really feel like at this point, we need to get some fresh eyes and some objectivity. So I'm sorry, I don't recall what your name is.
Michael Hall.
Thank you. I'll nominate Michael Hall.
And who would you like to nominate for the second position since we have two to fill?
I'm doing it independently. I'm gonna do them independent and I'll nominate Michael. At this point, I don't have a second.
Just
Okay.
a reminder, he did apply for other boards.
That's fine.
Just, okay.
Mhm.
So then now you just need a second.
Hearing none, that nomination fails. So the motion that is on the floor for a vote tonight, and we'll do a roll call vote is for Michelle Graves and Rob Henderson to the Johnson County Redevelopment Commission.
Could I speak? We have discussion. I think both choices that have been nominated are excellent, Michelle and Rob, but we're missing out on some others. And it's really hard to vote for two when there are five extraordinarily qualified candidates. So
Agreed.
for the others, please don't be discouraged and give your input at, whatever time you're able. But I want to thank you for offering your services.
Agreed, and that goes for all candidates. We appreciate the interest and putting yourself out there, and it's the right thing to do. So thank you all for being here tonight. With that being said, I think we're ready for a roll call vote. Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Okay, so is this a vote for the
both.
both? I'm gonna go with nay.
Okay. John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-1.
Thank
It
you.
has been my pleasure to have served on the redevelopment commission since its inception. I appreciate the hard work, appreciate the council, appreciate Michelle's input into all of this. And thank you for the opportunity that I've had. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, and Lee, you've been very well appreciated, all your work and hard efforts. We thank you very much for that. Okay, our next board appointment tonight is the Edinburgh Town Economic Development Commission. And I think we have several for that as well. Are there any applicants here tonight for the Edinburgh Economic Development Commission? We will choose one board member tonight. Anybody online? Okay,
It looks like we do.
or we do. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Sarah Beth Drybread here. Sorry, we have an Edinburgh Town Council meeting going on, so apologies for not being there in person. I currently serve as Economic Development Director for Town of Edinburgh and sit on the Redevelopment Commission. And so this seemed like a natural place to help serve further in the county.
I'm Chrissy Riley. I am the membership director with the Columbus Area Chamber of Commerce and Edinburgh resident. I am vice president for Edinburgh Main Street. And again, same with Sarah Beth. We just wanted good representation on either way. So.
All right, thank you.
I also would like to speak if given the opportunity, please.
Yes, we're ready for nominations actually and comments.
Okay. I'm familiar with, not only have I reviewed their resumes, I am familiar with both of these candidates, and you could not go wrong with either one. Unfortunately, as you referred to earlier, we can only select one. So if you're prepared for a nomination, I would nominate Sarah Beth Drybread.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to nominate Sarah Beth Drybread. Are there any additional nominations? None being heard. It's a roll call vote. Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Ellen Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers.
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, ladies, very much.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda, we need to make an appointment to the Greenwood City Economic Development Commission. And I can say that we have two applicants, but there is a need for further review. And rather than rush into this decision tonight, I would entertain a motion to table this for January. I can say that their first meeting is in February, so there's no harm in delaying it for one night so we can do some more review.
So moved.
I have a motion by Ron Bates,
Second.
second by Jonathan T. Myers. Roll call vote.
Jonathan Myers.
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer.
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton.
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers.
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next up is Local Alcohol Beverage Commission Board, also known as ABC. We have David Maurer, our incumbent, and I do recognize him in the crowd tonight. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Michelle. I'm David Maurer. I've been a Johnson County resident about all my life, live in Bargersville, served on the board for the last 6 to 7 years diligently, and we find ourselves being able to help impact Johnson County in a positive way. So I would consider that you all reevaluate and appoint me for another year. Thank you.
Thank you. We had one other applicant, and that is Michael Hall, who we just heard from. Mr. Hall, would you have, if you're still online, would you have anything new you would like to add?
No, just again, my experience. I'm a small veteran-owned business, so again, just understanding the needs of the community, kind of the impact that being a small business owner does have for the community. So, and again, my project experience across the country.
Thank you. I would entertain a nomination.
Move that we reappoint David Maurer to the ABC board. Second.
I have a motion and a second to appoint David Maurer to the ABC. Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, we're ready for a roll call vote to nominate David Maurer to the ABC.
Jonathan Myers.
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer.
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton.
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers.
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Next on our agenda is the Edinburg Hagman. I hope I'm saying that, pronouncing that correctly. Edinburg Hagman, dang it. Edinburg Hagman Wright Public Library appointment. And again, council needs to elect one board member. And looks like we have two applicants. Is anyone here in the audience to speak? What about online? We have one online. Would you like to go, Ms. Riley, I believe, would you like to go ahead and say a few words?
Yes, I would love to be on this board. The library and what it does for our community is very pivotal, and the activities and the things going on there. And I just want to make sure that we continue to go in a positive way.
Thank you. I would entertain a nomination at this time.
I'll be happy to nominate Chrissy Riley for the Edinburg Hagman Wright Public Library Board.
Second.
Okay, I have a first and a second to nominate Christina Riley to the Edinburg Library Board. Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers.
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer.
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton.
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have our Board of Zoning Appeals, and what we are electing tonight is an alternate. Checking here, I think we only have one applicant. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, there's one eligible applicant.
Just one eligible applicant, and he is an incumbent. His name is Roger Meyer. Roger, are you here tonight? Would you like to say a few words, please?
Yes, my name is Roger Meyer, and I've been on the board as alternate for the last 2 years, and I would like to continue in this role if possible. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, I would entertain a nomination.
I move to nominate Roger Meyer for the Board of Zoning Appeals position.
Second.
I have a first and a second to nominate Roger Meyer as an alternate to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Are there any further nominations? Roll call vote, please, Amy.
Who seconded that?
John Dittmers.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallards,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
So now we are ready for the County Park Board. And I believe we have several applicants for that. Is anyone here in the audience? Would you like to approach the podium? I recognize. I forget your name already. I'm so sorry. Eric. Eric Reingart. Thank you.
Oh, right, so. I'm applied for also the park board. For the same reasons, I'm interested in land use planning and taking care of our natural resources. I wanted to mention that I used to work at Aspire, Johnson County, so I learned a lot about economic development and the Chamber of Commerce world. So working with stakeholders, public officials, I'm pretty comfortable with it. And I worked with David Maurer, so got to know him pretty good. But that's all I have to say. I'm also applying for parks.
Okay, thank you. I believe there was another hand that went up. Would you like to approach the podium and state your name, please?
Good evening. I am Jerry Thompson. Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Council, for allowing us to speak. I'm currently on the Johnson County Park Board, finishing my first year. I feel like I bring a unique perspective because I've been a camper down there for about 15 years. And I have attended many of the events that go on there. I also think I bring a unique perspective because I've been part of the Johnson County Fair Board. And so I know what it takes to run a large event, to run a livestock competition. And a big part of what we do is run the horse barns, and our staff, Brad being here, does a wonderful job. I feel like we can be one of the premier equine facilities in the state, and we have invested a lot into that so that we can compete with everybody. So I would appreciate your vote to be back on as an incumbent. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone online, Connor, who has applied for this? No.
So I just want to clarify that you restructured this board by ordinance earlier this year. So this board requires from council now one Republican appointment and one Democrat appointment.
Right.
And then you'll be able to choose, they'll serve a 2-year and a 4-year term, and you get to pick which one serves which term.
Do I need to state the other names who have applied?
I think that might be useful.
Oh, we have someone else in the audience. Thank you. No, please state your name.
My name is Danette Morgan. I'm a resident of the county, have been since I was born. I have been on the park board. I think this is my 4th year. my husband and I and several of the horse organizations that we are involved with were very instrumental in getting the Pan Am Games here and getting the horse part of the facility ready for the Pan Am Games. Since then, I ran a competition at the horse park. It was actually the largest competition in the Midwest at that time. That was in the late 80s and early 90s. And we used money that we made on that to improve the cross-country courses. I do think the equine facility is a tremendous part of the park. I have a bachelor's of equine science, and I've been in the horse business since 1968. But I also think, and it's been really nice to watch the park grow and all the new things that come in. It's a wonderful facility. And it just seems like the current park board and the current administration there have done a great job of expanding it. The steamers, the gauge railroad people, and then the historic farm equipment people. Just all the things they get in down there are wonderful. I would probably be in a pretty good position to represent the voice of the horse people in central Indiana, because I do belong to, like everybody, a half a dozen horse organizations in the state. All of you I know belong to organizations of your interest. So I just would appreciate being on the board again. I really think the park's great.
Okay, thank you so much.
I got a question.
Yeah.
We picked two, but there's three incumbents.
Yes, so because of the restructuring of the board, the court previously had a couple appointees. So your previous appointee is Penny Lee. She's one of the incumbents that you previously appointed as counsel. Then there's Jerry Ann Thompson, Danette Morgan, and then two people who were, not previously on the park board, or Eric and another applicant, Jesse.
Danette was appointed by the court?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
Say if we have one Democrat and one Republican, right?
Yes, you're required by statute, yes.
Okay,
to have
so
one Democrat and one Republican.
On the applications, it has list your party affiliation.
Correct.
So if we could know again for the public who is Democrat and who's Republican.
Yes, so your previous appointment, Penny Lee, her application noted that she was a Democrat. Jerry Ann Thompson, who spoke earlier, she's also an incumbent, and is registered as a Republican. Ms. Morgan, who was the circuit court appointee, is Dem. Eric Reingart, Dem, and Jesse Allen is also a Dem. So you have one Republican candidate and
4 Democrats.
Yeah.
I would like to add, I do know a little bit about Penny Lee. She is our current appointee on that board. And one of the values that she brings to the park board is her ability to write grants. She is a grant writer. So I did want to make sure and share that information with you all as well.
So I'll make a motion here. I'll nominate the one Republican that applied, since we have to have a Republican. I'm sorry, what was her name?
Jerry Ann Thompson.
Okay, so I'll nominate Jerry Ann Thompson to fill that. And then my second nomination for the Democrat would be Danette, since she's got the horse background.
Give me just one moment to write this down, since we have to keep track of the party affiliation.
I have a nomination as well. I'm not sure how it needs to be handled from here.
I need to see if I get a second on this one, I believe would be protocol. So there's a motion by Melinda Griesmer to nominate Danette Morgan as the Democratic appointee and Jerry Ann Thompson as the Republican appointee. Okay, hearing none, I will entertain an additional nomination.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to nominate Jerry Ann Thompson for a 4-year appointment and Penny Lee to a 2-year appointment for the Johnson County Board.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so give me just a moment to write that down. We have Penny Lee as our Democratic appointment, Jerry Ann Thompson as a Republican. Nomination by Ron Bates and a second by John Dittmers. We're ready for a roll call vote. Amy?
Did
Johnny?
Pam, I'm sorry,
Okay.
did Pam?
No, I'm good. I'm good. The one that was gonna be my nomination.
Oh, great. Thank you, Pam. Sorry, I forgot you.
Nope, that's fine. That's fine.
Out of sight, out of mind. Yes, so sorry, dear.
No problem.
Ready and waiting.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
So again, I know it's been said once tonight, but thank you everyone
Yes.
who applied. Again, these were tough choices. We had, lots of skilled and qualified people out there in the county, and I know the commissioners have appointments maybe next week at their meeting, so I would continue to request everyone stay engaged, stay involved, and we're thankful for everyone. So now it's time for council to do some work on council member appointments. And first up is the County Plan Commission. We need a council member to serve on that board. I believe currently that's Jonathan T. Myers. Would you like to continue?
Yes, I would, and it's a great honor. It's not an easy position, that's for sure. I've been chairman this year and have learned a lot more. But we are being served by excellent legal, and some difficult decisions are being made at that level. With his great help, and then we also have a great staff. But yes, I would like to continue.
Thank you. We'd still need a motion and a vote, correct? So I don't know, does anyone else? We're ready for a nomination. I will entertain.
I'll nominate John J.T. Myers for County Plan Commission Council Representative.
Second.
All right, I have a nomination by Pam Burton, second by John Dittmers to reappoint Jonathan T. Myers to the County Plan Commission. Roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
Next up, County Plan Commission alternate. We need a council member for that, and I apologize, I don't know who currently is serving in that role.
Mr. Bates is serving very well.
I heard a motion.
We're already ready. Ready to make a motion if called upon.
Okay,
Motion for Mr. Bates to continue as alternate for the County Plan Commission.
Was that the motion, or do we need a motion?
no, he made the motion.
Oh, I'll second that motion.
All right, we have a first from Jonathan T. Myers, a second from John Mallers. Yeah, and just so the audience, we have like 4 Johns up here. John Mallers, to appoint Ron Bates as the alternate to the County Plan Commission. Roll call vote, Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Present.
It's harder than you think keeping those Johns straight, isn't it?
It's very hard to keep them straight.
Aye.
especially like that. Motion passes, I think.
What's the ass in it?
Emergency Management Advisory Council. We need a council member. We did in your packet, I'll go ahead and speak. I am the current appointee to the EMA. And in your packet, Stephanie Seestein, the director at Emergency Management, requested that I be reappointed if I am willing, and I am willing.
I move we follow her request and reappoint you to the NT, whatever that is.
Well, thank you, I
DMA.
think.
You had a second.
Oh, I did get a second?
Yeah.
So I have
You
a
did.
first from John Dittmers, a second by Ron Bates to appoint Michelle Ann Graves to the EMA Advisory Council. Roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Shellen Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Last board appointment of the night. And this is, we need a council member to be appointed to the Solid Waste Management District. Do we know who?
I know who it is.
It's you, isn't it? And you did this so much, you're hoping someone nominates you again?
I would love nothing more.
There you go.
I nominate John Dittmers for the Solid Waste Management District.
I have a motion by John Mallers, a second by Ron Bates to nominate John Dittmers to the Solid Waste Management District Board. Roll call vote, Amy, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Shellen Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers,
To give his attention. Aye.
Ron Bates.
He'll get me.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Whew. We are finished with the board appointments for 2026. Moving on to item C in our agenda. This is routine matters consent agenda. And by a single motion, the board approves the following items, which may include salary ordinance amendments, additional appropriations, reductions and transfers. Any items listed on the consent agenda may be removed by a council member and moved to the regular agenda.
I so move.
I have a first from Ron Bates,
Second.
a second by Jonathan T. Myers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, Amy.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, up next, item D, salary ordinance amendments, additional appropriations, reductions and transfers. Looks like Juvenile Community Center.
Damon Cox, Assistant Director for Juvenile Community Corrections, here to request an additional appropriation within our part-time line for the general fund of $7,000. We have expended just over 3,000 hours of part-time money. We expended all of our DOC grant. It was used up a little bit faster than we had originally hoped. We do have money in that line right now out of General Fund 1001, but I need to make up for the deficit out of our DOC grant and then make sure I have enough to cover the remainder of the year.
Okay. It does seem it's a little late in the year to be asking for $7,000. Can you describe what happened? What created this shortage of funds?
Sure. So when we get our DOC grant, we've been getting the exact same amount every single year for many years. They upped it just a few years ago, but we tried to maximize it as much as possible. At that point in time, we did not have such a large part-time employee population. We do now to avoid hiring full-time staff members. Most of our programming happens in the evening or even on weekends, and it's hard to find full-time staff members willing to do that. It's really great for part-time. We've also had to expand some programs. We've created parenting classes as a component of probation and community corrections, which then also leads to additional part-time hours being utilized. So really, it comes down to the cases that we have are a bit more, require a bit more attention, and therefore using more part-time hours.
I guess I picked up on that you've, expanded some classes and added some additional services. But you did so knowing that you weren't gonna have enough part-time money to cover that? I guess I'm a little bit confused.
Not necessarily. I think the goal was always to try and maximize the DOC grant as much as possible. This is our first year like running out of that line specifically. Normally, we're able to use that DOC grant through the end of the year and then pick up with a 2026 budget or the next year's budget out of general fund. For whatever reason, whether it's the programming, whether it's the amount of staff members we have, we just didn't have that capability this year.
Are you seeing an increase in your population?
I can't answer that for sure, but what I can say is that the cases that we're managing on a daily basis are much more intense. We have kids who have much higher trauma scores than the general population, which require a lot of attention. Then we also have parents and caregivers who don't necessarily have the tools or the knowledge to manage those behaviors. So we've had to try and step in to the best we can.
Thanks, Steve.
I want to make a comment, having worked in this population subset before, and as much as I, like anyone else, want life to be packaged in a nice little bow at budget time and everything looking all perfect on paper, but that's not how life works. And that's why we're here as a council. And oftentimes these individuals in the communities, they need us because they don't have any other support. And as a community, we're required to, and as a council, we're required to, if we have the services available, I think this is what the taxpayers would want, because it is in the best interest of the county and the taxpayers to have these services.
Thank
So
you.
I'm in support of it.
Thank you.
That's well put, and I agree with you, Damon. This is our most vulnerable population. So I'm in favor of this.
Did I hear you speak up?
Yeah, I'm so afraid of over speaking someone, there's a lapse in the speaking, so I don't want to do that. Damon, I think we're all in support of the program, and I think we all want to, taxpayers, we all know that this is needed, but I think the concern here is not that this won't go through, is the fact that here we are at the midnight hour, taking an additional $7,000 out of the hip pocket of our taxpayers. I just wish we'd have had a little more notice, been a little more prepared than to just, okay, we're closing the year end's business. So, oh, nope, stop, get your purse out. I need another 7,000. So it's not a matter of not fulfilling our obligation. We will do that as council. It is our obligation, but I think it's just it's a little hard to swallow that we weren't a little more aware or prepared to have to pay more money. So am I making any sense with that?
Yes, I understand completely.
Can you tell me, Damon, is this account in the red, the part-time?
Currently within our DOC grant, it is.
You're operating in the red, so you've spent money you didn't have.
Out of the DOC grant, yes, I have $10,420.75 within that line right now. To make up for the DOC deficit that's there is about $7,200, which would only leave me with roughly $3,100 to get through the remainder of the year.
Which is less than a month. And
It
you
would
need,
be, out of the two payrolls, it would likely cover one.
is there any way to transfer this money from another line item that you have rather than hitting up the general fund?
The only line items we have out of general fund are salaries.
So I have an additional question. I want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. Is this request kind of after the fact? You're already in the red?
For the DOC grant, yes, the line is currently in the red. Again, the money that we have a positive amount in general fund. We could move everyone out of that, make sure balance out to zero, pay for everybody, and still be in the black within general fund. That money would not be sufficient to make it to the end of the year.
So can you use that money instead of an additional appropriation? So you're saying you have the cash there?
I have money in general fund in our part-time line, just over $10,000. We could.
It just has to be moved. What he's saying, Michelle, he has the money in in basically from the general fund in his checking account. He has that money, just needs to be appropriated for this.
Okay, because there wasn't enough money in the DOC grant. But again, you overspent your part-time by about $7,000 this year.
Yes, which is about 2 payrolls roughly.
I guess my concern is, it's not a matter of needing it for our people that are in your care, but it is a matter of better planning on your part. And
So I just ask, so what mechanism is in place, like you have a glass that's full of water and it gets taken down through the year? Are there any red lights that get in? And I know this is a special instance because it's part-time. It's not really a constant type of diminishment of a fund. It's kind of like a hit and miss and throw some people at it when you need it, right?
Right.
One of the questions I was going to have is what can we do to avoid this scenario in the future? What the word mechanism, what can you do to avoid this? You said you hadn't had to do this before in the past. Now you're having to do it. What's going to be the correction process for it to not happen in the future?
Sure. So generally, I keep a spreadsheet of every transaction, every dollar that we spend. If we spend 78 cents on a stamp, it goes into my spreadsheet. With payroll, it got a little tricky because we had different people making different hourly amounts. And then just getting behind or not entering that payroll into my spreadsheet one time, then throws off all of my numbers. So in the future, obviously in the past, I've been able to to operate in the black and ensure that I stay that way by entering the dollar figures into the spreadsheet, which I will continue to do now and into 2026 as well.
I guess I'm more empathetic because I worked in hospitals, I've worked in emergency settings, and I've worked with people with troubles that as much as you plan, life doesn't always work out. And that's why we're here as a council. So I'm urging the council members to push back and go ahead and approve this.
Mr. Dittmers, I think you're the only one that hasn't weighed in.
No, it sounds like the request is fine. It's a timing deal. It sounds like it's almost a management issue and you got a little behind on accounting for your budgeting, right? And so that's what led to the fact that here we are at the 11th hour, as we've talked about. Going forward, it sounded to me like too, you've kind of reconciled that as far as keeping up on the work you're doing to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yes, sir.
Or if it does, you see it coming and we see it sooner rather than here in December.
Yes, sir.
Is that fair summary?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And Amy, do you know, will this correct the line item that's in the red?
Yeah, we'll have to make some adjustments, but yes.
Okay.
Amy, are there budget status reports that you have through Lao that show this is what was budgeted, this is what's been spent, this is percentage remaining and that sort of thing that could be available to him?
He has.
I know it's.
He should have that.
He has daily.
He has access to that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this situation wasn't just a gradual sort of thing, but still.
Pam, anything else?
No, I think we're clear to make a motion to approve the
Yep.
request as presented.
I'm ready to entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Oh. Go ahead.
I make the motion to approve the request as submitted by Juvenile Community Corrections from the general fund of $7,000. Part-time additional appropriation.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Pam Burton, a second by John Mallers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesemer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers.
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Up next, prosecutor's office, and I don't think he was gonna be able to make it here tonight. Were you gonna speak on his behalf?
Yeah, if there are any questions or anything, certainly.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions on the, let's see, it's items D2, A and B. Should we take these individually, Amy? Okay. It's,
I can just say on 2A and B, it's a split, the split between the VOCA grant and 2509, which is supplemental, was not correct from the beginning of the grant. And so they have submitted new 144 forms to correct this annual salary for both the director and the project director. So there was just an error with the initial setup of that.
so these requests are really just housekeeping due to grants and timing issues.
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and take items 2 and 3 together? So, yeah, items D2, A and B, D3, A, B, C, D, and E. Yep,
I don't have any issue with it. Other than the fact we're retro to October of 24.
that needs to be included in our motion, but, can you speak to that, John, or perhaps Amy can?
So that's the first workday for payroll paid in 25. And like John alluded, so when they came to appropriate it initially, it was based on one grant award. That grant award got changed from the grant people.
So is that the grant cycle?
The grant
October.
cycle is, yes, October through September. And, so the appropriation should have been changed when they changed the grant award amount, and it was never done. So,
So bottom line, it was wrong for one full year and part of.
so it needs to be
Another.
corrected
Okay.
now, and then they'll be back in January to finish the.
Okay, thanks.
The cycle. Yep, so it's, housekeeping, I would say, due to grants and timing issues. So I am ready to entertain a motion.
Move to approve items 2 and 3 as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion by John Mallers, a second by Jonathan T. Myers. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, let's do a roll call vote. Amy?
Jonathan Myers.
Aye.
Lauren DeGroostemer.
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton.
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers.
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Moving on to item E, other business on our agenda. Number 1, we have approval of the interlocal agreement with the city of Franklin. I know Luke may or may not be online to discuss that. Do you know, Connor? Luke, would you like to state your name and tell us what you'd like us to know?
Sure. Luke Maston, Highway Supervisor. This interlocal agreement with the city of Franklin is memorializing Franklin's contribution to an in-house paving project that we did on Hospital Road in Franklin. There's a portion of that road that is on the city's certified road inventory, about a third of a mile or so. So we've done interlocals like this with Franklin in the past, both ways, where they've included sections that were counties in their projects and vice versa. So this is just another example of that. The city's cost for that work is about $24,000.
Well, thank you, Luke. I can add, I know there's nothing pending legal on this, and the commissioners have already approved the agreement, so.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Jonathan T. Myers.
Second.
Second by Ron Bates. Any further comment? Amy, roll call, please.
Jonathan Myers.
Aye.
Lauren DeGroostemer.
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton.
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers.
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you.
E2, approval of sheriff's salary contract for 2026.
Good evening, Dwayne Burgess, Johnson County Sheriff. This is something normal every year that a sheriff has to come. I make 90% of what the prosecutor makes, and my salary did not change from last year, neither did the prosecutors. So commissioners have approved it.
Nothing pending legal, I've been told,
Legal's
so,
taking care of it. You've already approved the amount during budget season.
okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a first by John Dittmers, second by John Mallers. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Item E3, approval of agreement for consulting services with Michael A. Reuter for 2026. He is our financial advisor for the county. And he provides a very valuable service. That's all I have to say.
Is he online or anything?
No.
So in that case, I move to approve the agreement with Mike Reuter.
Second.
I have a motion by John Mallers, second by Ron Bates. Any further discussion?
I have a question.
Oh.
Were there material changes or do we know of any changes 25 over 26 as far as what that
Just
agreement
a
is?
small price increase, that's it.
Thanks.
Yep, should be in our packets, I believe.
Right.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item E4, approval of agreement for legal services with Peter King for 2026. Again, that should be in our packet.
Motion to approve.
Can I ask, what were the changes on this one, actually?
It's been through legal. I don't believe there were any changes whatsoever. It was the same as was agreed to last year.
This is just a full 12 months where before it was.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that 12
That's
months.
total. Okay.
That did it, yeah. Yeah, the hourly rate stayed the same.
Move
Okay.
to approve the agreement for legal services with Peter King for 2026.
I'll second the motion.
I have a first by John Mallers, a second by Pam Burton. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
We are moving right along. Old and new business. F1, approval of ordinance 2025-14, amending 2025 annual salary ordinance. And that was for the changes that we approved from August 2025 through November 2025. So pretty cut and dry.
Move to approve.
Motion by John Dittmers,
Second.
second by John Mallers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer,
Aye.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Great. All right, up next, the recorder, F2.
Like we should be playing the theme song to Groundhog Day. Teresa Pedro, County Recorder. I submitted updated job descriptions and redlined job descriptions for 3 positions. We have been restructuring and revamping the recorder's office for about 2.5 years. Every time I come, we decide we're gonna go a little farther, make it a little more in line with what we want to do. So in the budget process, when we got the agreement signed by council on steps for reclassification, I did do those, so I'm here seeking your approval to submit those 3 job classifications to WIS, to go from a COMA 1 to a COMA 2 for 3 of the positions in the recorder's office for the year 2026. Just a little side note, this would be looking at the job classifications and pay, it would be about $2,800 for those 3 positions. And those are paid out of the quarters perpetuation. So we're not looking at general fund. I know it's still taxpayer money.
That's the fee to WIS, is that what you're saying?
Huh?
The fee to have those,
That would be,
oh, that's the additional salary.
that would, yeah,
Okay,
yes. And the fee to WIS, I think there's so much per job, $150 or something.
I think that's approximate,
It's
yes.
approximate, yeah, that would all be paid from perpetuation with the ordinance. I would have to update the ordinance and everything, but so.
That was going to be one of my questions. Do you have the money in your budget to pay for these 3 job classifications?
We would have to, well, so the budget from the recorder's perpetuation actually comes in the form of the ordinance and the sworn statement. So that allows council to utilize recorder's perpetuation account. We pay 100% of everything out of that, including PERF, FICA. We would have to amend that, but we do have, well, we just invested $1 million. We do have $1 million excess in there. We are doing a rather large restoration project, but that is in addition to that. So we do have the funds. We're very healthy. All of our software, hardware, everything is up to date. In fact, we've enhanced so much that we've added a lot of modules to our recording system. It's added to the things that the recorder's office can do for public records. So
Okay.
yes, we do.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I have a little bit of discussion when it's my turn.
I think we're ready. Go for it.
Okay. Hi, Teresa, it's Pam.
Hi.
And I understood your statement about Groundhog Day. I know this is the 5th or 6th time we've been here.
Yeah.
I just want to be totally honest with you. I've looked at a lot of job descriptions. I've looked at a lot of job classifications. Full disclosure, I don't work for WIS. I don't know what they would do. They are the professionals.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you the information that I have reviewed that you've redlined and you've submitted. I don't see any certification changes. I don't see any educational changes. I don't see absolutely any changes, in my opinion, that would cause it to be reclassified. Now, I'm not the person that does that. So I guess I would say you've dotted all your I's, you've crossed all your T's, you're willing to use taxpayer money to pay to have this done. I would, if it gets a first and it gets a second, I won't vote against it to allow you to do that. But I have to tell you, in full disclosure, I honestly, I think we're spinning our wheels here, but that's just me. I'm just one. So there you go.
Okay. Well, in my job description updates, I did address that we did look at people with associate's degrees, experience in the title work, where they do, look at legal descriptions and things, land records, anything that does that. In fact, the last 2 people that we've hired, one had an associate's degree, worked for public system within the county. And the other one had worked on the Restore Downtown Greenwood and had done all of the research for the legal descriptions, the surveys and everything. And that is that was something that stood out. And we do for that.
Yeah, I understand
we also-
I understand the experience is there. You know, I understand the knowledge is there. But if you hired somebody off the street next week to replace those, you wouldn't require there to be an associate's degree. You know, that job description doesn't require certification or 30 years experience. And I don't want to argue with you. I understand where you're coming from. I'd be doing the same thing. But I honestly, in my heart, don't feel it's going to make a difference. But it's not my job to decide that. So I just wanted to publicly, you know, again, let you know, I'm not being a mean person here. I just need to be honest with you.
Well, I did compare my job descriptions with at least two other COMA2 job descriptions in the assessor's office, the clerk's office, and the auditor's office. And there were no requirements more than what I had in my job descriptions. Assessor, of course, they move up as they get their certifications. But we do require these three positions that they do the PREA, which is the property records training on their specific job duties. And they have to take a test, and that goes in their file. And we also, our software company provides extra, what they call Fiddler College on people that do certain tasks in there, and we do require that. And we
I'm familiar with it. I think I'm getting to the point. It sounds like I'm arguing with you, and I don't want to debate it or argue with you. So I'm going to turn it over to somebody else and let them speak. So I will not vote against it going to be looked at again. Part of me just doesn't like to have to pay the money when I'm not sure it's going to make a big difference. But I'll turn it over to everybody else.
Thank you,
I'll
Pam.
make a comment here. I know you've approached council for many, many years about your department and this, I feel like you're an elected official, you know your department better than we do. And you have advocated for your people. There comes a point where we have to put trust in you. And if you feel like this is the best thing for your department to run efficiently for the taxpayers, then I'm putting my trust in you in doing this. So I'll be for it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Melinda.
There are 16 positions in the county that are a COMA 1. It is us. There's the animal shelter receptionist and some other things. I don't know what they do. I haven't worked in their job, but I have worked in the clerk's office, I've worked in the auditor's office. I've been with the county since 2008. I lose people to those offices, or because some of them, they could go make $3,000 to $4,000 more a year. That's important to people, especially in this day and time. And I'm not saying that I haven't lost anybody late this year. So we try to give them the best training incentive to go anywhere. I would encourage anybody to go anywhere in the county should they want to leave, whatever it is, for more money, more opportunity. No one does the more important job than anybody else. It takes all of us to make the wheel turn. I just feel that a lot of these positions in the offices are equal and they should have equal pay. And I just want the opportunity to make sure that Wes looks at it one more time. If it doesn't go through, we've done all that we can do.
Right.
I call for the question.
All right, so when you call for the question, that means it's time to either nominate or, motion
Yes.
or move on. So since Mr. Bates called the question, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a first motion here for the job classification and compensation maintenance plan recorder review of job classifications for deputy recorder / rejections, deputy recorder / honor rewards, and deputy recorder / prop fraud / rec RET. I'm not sure what that means.
That's not the intent of
Retention.
calling for the question. Calling for the question simply means we're ready to take a vote on whether we're going to go forward or not.
And
That's calling for the question.
Okay, thank
An
you.
attorney's not here, but the attorney has verified that with me previously earlier this year.
Okay, Pam, do you remember? Does that sound accurate?
Yes, I do. We need to take a vote if we're going to move on to accept the motion, correct, Ron?
Yes.
Okay, so I will make a motion that we continue to move on and continue to reach a motion for Teresa's request.
Okay, so we have we have a motion to move on
Yes.
from Ron Bates. Pam just seconded that.
Okay.
Roll call vote, Amy. On call the vote.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesemer,
nay.
John Mallers,
So a yay vote is that we do nominations. A nay vote would mean continue discussion.
I believe so, yes.
Well,
Okay, that's the way we understand it.
Nay.
I thought that I was voting to move on
Yeah.
to a motion.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
That's what
Yes.
we're doing.
We want to close discussion and
It's the closed discussion and
then move and then get this one way or the other.
And move to a motion. I said aye to do that.
I had that.
Amend your vote.
She said.
Melinda, did you want to amend your vote?
Well,
To
just a misunderstanding, yes.
Yeah, we're just, okay, so just to clear the record, what we're doing is voting to move on and start the the motion process.
Right.
In other
Okay.
words, limit discussion. Let's
Yeah.
get out, let's get the discussion over and move on and vote yay or nay, up or down.
Ron wants to get out of here.
okay, John, do you want?
nay.
You're still a nay. Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes 6-1.
Okay, so now we're ready to entertain a motion regarding the request of the recorder for item F2.
And I'll make that first motion.
So we have a motion by Melinda Griesemer,
I'll second.
a second by Jonathan T. Myers. Is there any further discussion by council?
Well, I was just gonna say, I agree with what Pam said. I mean, I'm no expert on the job descriptions, but it doesn't seem significantly different. Maybe it is. You know, it is what the council said for people to do. This is part of our procedure is to come to the council and request to have that done. So I want to vote for it, but it is a cost. I just want people to know there is a cost. I don't know if it's $450 or whatever, but it's still county money for something that may be a lost cause. It may not be. So I don't know. It's kind of hard, but I will vote as a yes for it.
I do have one comment before we move to vote. This struck me in the words that you said tonight, that you were trying to move these from a COMOT 1 to a COMOT 2. And it gives the impression that this set of job descriptions were written to intentionally obtain a higher classification. And rather than a true reflection of the position that was submitted for the 2025 salary study. But since we've closed the discussion portion of this, I just want to get that on the record. It does appear that this has been written to obtain a intentional result. Yes.
And I just.
And that just doesn't sit well with me.
Restructured.
We've closed discussions, so.
I restructured.
Yeah, we've closed discussion, so unless.
And irrespective of the previous motion, it does say you modeled the job descriptions after other departments. That was a question I was gonna ask as well, and so it could be completely harmless. It just gives the impression of what Michelle was talking about.
Okay, so we're ready for a roll call vote. Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melissa Griesimer.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Melinda Griesimer. John Mallers,
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmer.
Aye.
Ron Bates,
Aye.
motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have item F2B, coroner, review of job classification for office manager / deputy coroner. And I think we got an email saying that the coroner was going, oh, there he is, zoom in. All right, the floor is yours, sir. Would you state your name for the record?
Yeah, Michael Pruitt, Johnson County Coroner. Basically, we needed to go back and review the job classification, and I don't think we're changing the COMOD on this. I think it's what we've come to realize is we need this individual who serves as our administrative deputy coroner. For some reason, and I'm sure there was a good reason, we didn't put in her original job description that she would be going out and doing death investigations. So what we're trying to build in here is an emergency backup plan. So if we need an extra deputy coroner out on the scene and we don't have one, or we get a deputy coroner that's sick, or we get an open shift in emergency situations, in her job description, she needs the same information put in her job description as a regular deputy coroner. And she's trained, she's been to deputy coroner school, and she's actually done some death investigations, but it was brought to my attention that we needed to clean this up and make sure her job description spelled out exactly, not only does she do the administrative duties in our office, but also she has the capability to go out and do the death investigations.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Mike, when you first came to council for this job, didn't you say that this was just for the purpose to run the office as the administrative deputy?
That's correct.
And I
Yes.
think weren't you asked by Councilman Deere, I think it was, if this position would be required to go out in the field, to which you were an adamant no. So you're saying you want to walk all that back?
Well, I
And
wouldn't say it was an adamant no. At that time, things change. And so giving us some flexibility to utilize her training in the field when needed, only in emergency situations, and it has to be authorized by myself or the chief deputy, would she be used for those types of duties. And we've had them pop up every once in a while, and we've used her in those situations. But doesn't happen very often, but we're just trying to create the flexibility, change the job description a little bit to where we can utilize that if we need to.
so I know you have or had 12 deputy coroners who could go do these scenes.
Mhm.
How many deputy coroners do you generally send out to a scene?
So typically on majority of our calls, we send one. But if it's a homicide, fatal car crash, and they're kind of high profile incidents, then we will send two if we have two available. It'll be no different than the police department sending out multiple detectives on a homicide. One sometimes just isn't enough on a very special case like a homicide, fatal car crash, anything that's going to get into a criminal investigation, then we will send two. But it's a rarity when we do. I probably, if I had to count them up, we might send two coroners out on cases like that maybe 15 to 20 times a year. And that would be it, but just on special occasions.
Who makes that call?
I do.
Of how
Or
many?
the chief
you do?
deputy. Yep.
You do, or the chief deputy. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
How many, this is John Mallers. How many deputy coroners do you have on staff right now?
So we're at 12. We're right at 12 right now. Yes.
So what's the urgent need for this change?
I was told that because we do utilize her in death investigations, I needed to get this cleaned up as we move into the new year, because when we pay her, say she goes out and assists with a death call after her normal working hours, we're paying her overtime to do that. And so that not being in her job description that she does these death scene investigations, that could create a problem for us. So we're just trying to clean up the job description.
with 12 deputy coroners, why does she need to go out? I'm
So
just
12 deputy coroners, and I know there's always been a question about why do you need 12 deputy coroners? Well, we put out, everybody's part-time. So we put out a monthly schedule. You work on a 12-hour shift. All right. And sometimes it takes 12 deputies, along with myself, going out on calls to fill that monthly calendar to make sure we have a deputy coroner on every day of the month.
guess I don't understand that. I'm sorry.
Well, I can clear it up for you. I guess I guess if you had a fire department that had a paid standby system, you'd have multiple, it takes like 40 firefighters to fill a week
understand.
shift. So it's kind of the same concept, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
So does this come with a pay increase for her?
No, it doesn't. It does not.
Paying
The
her
only thing that would change is, I mean, she's still getting paid overtime for time worked.
Well, that might be an issue. If what you're asking here tonight is to change the job, you've changed the job description and you're asking for permission to submit this changed job descriptions to WIS. That is the question that's on the table. I know I've looked at this a lot. And what I see is, you're trying to combine two different job classifications into one. So you can't decide if you can't make the statement that the salary won't change, because when this goes to reclassification, it most likely would change the salary. So that's not a fair statement. I just need to point that out. And then I think what this council, the big question here is, what's being asked in this job description is to combine a part-time deputy coroner in the field person who works with a job description that is currently administrative office manager only. And I just don't believe we do that. Pam, do you have any words on that? Can you read?
I do.
Okay.
Hi, Mike. This is Pam. I also had to come in and join everyone on Zoom. I've looked at it. I've re-looked at it. I've asked questions. I've made phone calls. I've went back and looked at old meetings. And here's my situation, or how I feel is, we did receive the coroner's reclassification request, and the paperwork itself is fine. It's just exactly what we, like Teresa, that we explained they needed to do. But the council still has to look at whether the request fits our county policies and past practices. So, originally when we approved the office administrator job, we did it reluctantly. If you'll go back and look at those meetings, or that meeting, we were told it would be strictly administrative, basic office duties only, no deputy coroner work. Now we're being asked to combine the administrator role with the deputy coroner duties. And to me, that's simply not something Johnson County does. Our policies don't support the blending of administrative classifications with field or sworn positions. And we also don't tailor job descriptions to fit one individual. It seems like that's what we're trying to do here. If this young lady wants to be a deputy coroner or gentleman or whomever it is, and they're qualified, absolutely. But the correct process to me then would be to apply for that position and not to hold two classifications in one. So while I understand this is a sensitive situation, our responsibility to stay consistent is to stay consistent with policy. This person was hired as an administrative employee, and to me, that classification needs to remain the same. And for that reason, I personally don't recommend we approve this reclassification request as it's written.
I guess I would have another issue with the fact that the current position is an office manager. So if this person leaves the office to go out to a call to do a field officer work, who's managing the office?
Same, usually me, or I go out. One of us would go out, but there are days when she's on vacation, we don't have anybody to backfill her position with. If she's on vacation, takes sick time or anything like that. So basically the calls are all forwarded to myself or the chief deputy at that point.
Yeah.
Also, I wish the attorneys were here. I know it's trying to combine into one position, but I'm not entirely sure that you can have two separate positions for a person at two different county positions. And
John,
this is form over substance, or that's what's happening here, it seems like.
Right.
John,
So,
this position was copied directly from Hendricks County, and so that's where we even came up with the administrative deputy coroner. It kind of was like the full name kind of described the full what the job could be. And we wanted her to have the deputy coroner skills in the office because she does do skills within the office, drawing toxicology on individuals that are brought in, if that needs to be, attending the autopsies and so forth. So having those skills in the office was important to send her to school to get her trained so she had a full understanding of the system.
Do you
So
just need to hire an extra person for the field? Is that what you really need to do?
If you're going to give me a full-time person in the field, we can do that next year.
actually, you just have the part-time deputy coroners for in the field.
That's all we have is the.
Yes, you do
part-time.
not have
Yes.
full-time.
We do not.
No.
And you know, this same discussion was had when we even approved to create the administrative position. There were questions as with that many part-time people and with an elected official, was it absolutely positively really even necessary to have someone? So and we even strongly pushed for a part-time person in there originally. So these are questions that we've asked before. They're not at all new. So I'm prepared to make a motion whenever discussion is complete.
Mr. Bates, do you have anything
Not
at this time? Mr. Dittmers?
Nothing to add.
Melinda, John T, I know Melinda weighed in, John,
I'm gonna get in trouble here.
do it.
Because I've spent most of my time in private business, and when somebody tells you to pick up a sledgehammer and go drive a stake, or they tell you to do something different, I think, my opinion, these classifications are maddening to me. They pigeonhole people. They can't go out and do something else. I'm all for cross-training and letting people move into other positions, but this keeps them from that. Here we have elected officials, and I'm not saying this one's right. By any means, I do not like seeing the two job classifications melded and covered up by titles. But that's the very problem that we get into with this. And you've taken, in my belief is we've taken the elected officials out of the picture. They can't even send in a report to get the classification without a half-hour discussion. I don't understand. That's all I have.
Backtrack. John, I agree with much of what you said, and probably what I'm trying to reconcile is what this turned into is very different from what we approved whenever we did it. And it evolved into what it is now. So now we're backing into what the description should be to accommodate the role she's playing or whatever the role is. And I guess to your point, in my world, that so be it, right? Because it kind of makes some sense because you're getting more bang for your buck as far as what the payroll checks are. However, it's also inconsistent with what we spent a whole lot of time on over the last year, which agree or disagree, that's what we did.
Understood.
So I feel very strongly both ways. It's kind of where
But we need to find a way.
Yeah, to accommodate and
to make sure that the elected officials are involved with every one of these decisions.
I see exactly what Mike's trying to do. And like I said, backing into the documenting what's being done, but it's inconsistent with what the original.
And I'll go farther,
Position.
Mr. Pruitt, I don't agree with the two job class. I mean, we've had discussions about that on this council.
I guess I didn't, I was directed by the attorney to
Well, there
add
you go.
into her job, not two classifications. The one job is administrative deputy coroner. Just because it says administrative, it also says deputy coroner. And I know that in the original plan, the plan was not to utilize her on the street, but times change, things change. And so giving us the flexibility in emergency situations to do that, because to me, there's just one, like nobody else in our county has this job title, administrative deputy coroner. That's one job. I don't know where we're coming up with two job classifications. There's just one.
I might be able to elaborate on that since we don't have our county attorney present to help with this. It's not just a matter of combining two jobs into one classification. Well, I guess it is. The problem with that is that we have a pay scale and a job description for a deputy coroner, and they are paid per run. We have a job description and an employee to be an administrative salaried person, and they are paid to do those duties annually. There's no way to combine those and not get into a legal pitfall with the other employees that we have. I think we had a similar problem with this in another department earlier this year. And our county attorney's advice was absolutely no way. These two jobs are so different and they cannot be combined to keep the county out of trouble. And what I see here is that the deputy coroner has its very own specific job description. The office manager has a very specific job description and pay rate. There is no way to combine those two because they're paid so differently. One's a part-time employee, one's a full-time employee. They can't do both jobs. And if you did that this year, that's problematic. You can't have a county employee perform two jobs and get paid like that. So it sounds like you're trying to fix this.
I'm not sure where office manager comes from. The job description doesn't say office manager, it says administrative deputy coroner. The only thing that says office manager is in the budget line item.
And Mike, that job description definitely needs to be fixed because
to fix that title.
Yeah, it was
agree.
never intended to be, from when you listen to the past records, it was intended to be, you are correct, office administrator to the deputy coroners. It was never, the intent was never to be office administrator / and or deputy coroner. I can find nowhere in the conversations that was ever the intent.
That's what our agenda says. Our agenda says office manager / deputy coroner.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That needs to be corrected. I think when it got entered at budget, it was carried over as that, and that is not correct based on the conversations that was had when this position was created.
We copied this directly from Hendricks County, which was administrative deputy coroner.
Correct, and it might be that way at Hendricks County. So, Michelle, whenever you're in discussion, I don't know if you want to call for a vote or what you want to do, but this discussion is, we're getting redundant and repetitive at this point. So I would ask each individual council member to do their wrap up and their final thoughts for everybody in the public.
I am ready to entertain a motion on this.
Well, if no one else has one, I'm going to move that the council deny the coroner's reclassification request on the grounds that combining an administrative position with the deputy coroner's duties is not permitted under county policy or past practice. And for clarity, that job title needs to be corrected as was the intent of the council to begin with when this position was created. And that is administrative assistant to the deputy coroners, not / deputy coroner.
I don't think it was supposed to be submitted that way. It's supposed to be administrative deputy coroner was the complete complete title.
Okay, well, legal can go back and look at that, but I'm suggesting that it needs to be corrected. That is not what the job description is.
So I have a motion on the floor by Pamela Burton to decline the request of the coroner as presented.
I'll second that.
I have a second by Jonathan T. Myers. Roll call vote, Amy?
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesmer,
Aye.
John Mallers,
So by voting aye, I agree to decline the request?
Yes.
Aye.
Pamela Burton,
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves,
Aye.
John Dittmers,
Aye.
Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
So item F2B has been declined. And then I would like to, at this time, address that job title change. Council, that is in our umbrella of responsibilities. The current job title, there's some confusion on how it was arrived. I've heard from the coroner, and it's just needs to be more accurate in order to eliminate any confusion. I would recommend we have three positions in the county that I believe are called office manager. We also have several people in this similar role that are called administrative assistants. Either one of those, I think, is much more clear and appropriate for the job description that is currently on file.
Mike, what do you say to this?
All along it's been administrative deputy coroner from the very beginning, because we took the exact words, because we got this concept from Hendricks County. And so she is a deputy coroner. She's the office manager. She manages everything. Release of bodies, toxicology. I mean, she does so much deputy coroner work along with paying claims, doing all that administrative work too. So it's a very unique position in this county for what she does, in handling the bodies, releasing them to funeral homes. So I just like to keep it the administrative deputy coroner, but you guys have the final say on that.
I think what's problematic here is there is a current job job description entitled deputy coroner, and to combine the two, field work with administrative work is very misleading and confusing.
So if I change it to administrative full-time deputy coroner, would that be okay?
No.
We're not changing.
Revisement of legal.
What we're doing is cleaning up the title. The title, administrative deputy coroner or deputy coroner / office manager. What's in the LAO system, Amy?
So I'm the one that creates the account descriptions in the financial system, which is also the budget and everything. So I would have got that on the initial request, working with Mike on what he wanted that to be titled. So that's where the office manager / deputy coroner came from.
Okay, so that was his request when he originally presented
the job description. I don't always see, and that's one thing I've tried to elaborate with all the departments. Your job descriptions should match the budget account descriptions in financial.
Agreed.
They don't always do that. I don't have time to check them all. I ask them to check them. They don't for whatever reason. Makes no sense to me.
So that's what we have to fix
But that's
tonight.
where it came from.
Okay.
And that's how it's in there in our systems as office manager / deputy coroner.
Is this something that the elected official should do
It's our responsibility.
to finalize it?
Yep.
But so somebody on the council's gonna go through all this stuff,
No.
check it. So it needs to be the elected official.
But he has a discrepancy that he didn't catch, and now we have to fix it.
Well, that's kind of what we did. We denied it.
But we didn't correct the title so that the budget book matches the job description that's on file.
Well, we can't do it up here as 7 people.
Oh, yes, you can.
Why?
You guys,
all you are doing is bookkeeping. You are correcting something in your LAO system that was submitted incorrectly based on the job description.
So as part of the budgets or any requests that come before you, they do include title changes.
Yeah,
So I think the
but for us to sit here tonight,
issue is leaving the deputy coroner on there with either an office manager or you know, change it to administrative assistant.
am I off on a limb here? I mean, shouldn't the elected official be stating what this job title should be with our approval?
So he did ask for one, but you guys didn't approve it, so.
Well, and it wasn't what he asked for when he did the job description.
Right. So what I would like to do here is, let's table, I mean, it wasn't on our agenda. It was, something that came up that we discovered. Let's table this till January. We'll get legal involved and make sure that we're making the right descriptions, because at the end of the day, it is our job to protect the process. And the process is job titles, job descriptions, employee compensation. So let's just take a breath from that tonight, table this.
Well, but I got one more thing to say.
Okay.
It's also our job to, if the system is flawed, to bring it out.
Yes. Yes.
I'll make that motion to table it to our January meeting.
Perfect.
Are you're just tabling the job title correction?
Yes.
We got a motion. Do we?
No, we declined the request
We vote.
and it's done. That request has been declined. And then I brought up the need to have consistency with the job title, with the job description and what's in our budget books. And that's gone, we've fallen down the rabbit hole with that. So
Second on Ron's.
I would like to table that, and we've got a first and a second, and we'll do some more research on that, Mike, and with the county attorney, and get back to you on that. But at the end of the day, we do need to clean up the books and get those two titles to match whatever it is.
I am totally on board with coming up with something, whatever is consistent, that's the right
Perfect.
thing on
With the
there.
rest of the county.
I'm absolutely good with that. I'm not trying to fight you guys on it. I'm just.
Yeah, we just gotta
want
clean it up.
Consistency and clean it up.
So I guess roll call vote for the second time tonight.
Jonathan Myers,
Aye.
Melinda Griesimer.
And am I voting to table this? Is that what I'm
To
voting
table
for?
the title change.
Yeah. Yay.
John Mallers.
Aye.
Pamela Burton.
Aye.
Michelle Ann Graves.
Aye.
John Dittmers. Ron Bates.
Aye.
Motion passes.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Let's go home. Thank you, everyone.